What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman back again for Stokastic.com. It is the process. We're going to take a look at yesterday's early MLB slate because that was the bigger one. Did not play the late slate or main slate, whatever you want to call it. I played the bigger slate yesterday. So we're going to take a look at the results of that. And then we'll go ahead and just take a quick look at the MLB contests for tonight. Probably going to try to take a look at those PGA Showdown contests tonight. Maybe we'll release this bad boy sort of like in the middle of the night so that people can get an idea of what those contests look like because I have never looked at them before. So hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. Let me know in the comments if there's anything you ever want to see in this video. Happy to make some changes or look at some things differently. And then go check out PrizePicks, presenting sponsor of this video. You can see it on the banner below. Oh, nope, wrong way. Oh, over there, another banner. Use the promo code Awesemo, AWESEMO. Get yourself a $100 match deposit bonus. So if you deposit $100, they will match it with another $100. It's a great deal. We've got plenty of tools at Stokastic.com that will help you out at PrizePicks. You're not worried about sharks or optimizers. You're taking over-unders. This is basically player props across the board. So check all of that out. I promise you it's going to be a good time, especially when you're getting some free money. So, early slate mini max from yesterday did not get off to the best start. Very heavily exposed to one Garrett Cole, who gave up 6 runs and 3 home runs in the first inning. It is sort of incredible that he was able to even salvage 12.5 fantasy points. There's the first blurb here from NBC Sports Edge. Cole opened this with one of his worst innings of his career. Yeah, that happened, and it was not fun. But he ended up K-ing 8, only 1 walk, so salvaged at least a little bit. So my day would have been looking way, way, way worse. Unfortunately, didn't really matter. What you really needed was Jose Urquidy. Now, I had 9% of Urquidy, but he put up 38 fantasy points. That is not ideal. I mean, like, I'm happy to have had 9%, but the real problem was I had a bit of exposure to Boston, and that made it really difficult because if Urquidy's going for 38, Boston's clearly not scoring any runs. Lance Lynn, the second highest scoring pitcher, I was light there. I was over on Joe Ryan. I was slightly over on Shane Bieber. Both of those things worked out well for me, but in the grand scheme of things, it was tough sledding on this early slate. Very heavily exposed to Houston. If you guys want to see my stacks, let's go ahead and filter this bad boy down. So my most exposed stack yesterday was Houston. I doubled up on the field. They were good, not great, I guess would be the best way to describe it. I was over on all of their guys that were good, but, you know, Yordan Alvarez hanging a 2 was a bit of a bummer. Payne in the 2-hole, not all that great. The one guy that I didn't have a lot of was Aledmus Diaz. So that actually did work out pretty well, but wasn't the stack you totally needed, unfortunately. My other highest owned stacks, Boston. I went pretty heavy there. That was sort of the contrarian play for me. Clearly didn't go well. They got destroyed by Urquidy. Basically neutral to the field on Cleveland. Not much to add there. Neutral on Rosario. Neutral on Oscar Gonzalez. So I didn't really break free. And then the other stand that I took positively, Kansas City. They were terrible. Only Bobby Witt scored in double digits, which was good, but the rest of the team was terrible. I did pretty aggressively fade the Minnesota Twins yesterday, which I expected. We talked about that on the strategy show yesterday. That was fine. They only put up 50 fantasy points. So in terms of a fade, that was great. But what you really needed yesterday was a decent chunk of the Seattle Mariners because they smashed in that first inning against Garrett Cole. So Suarez, Winker, Santana, Kalenic, and Frazier all went to double digits. I basically didn't have Seattle at all. These were all one-offs. I had 8 individual lineups with a one-off Mariner, and that was it. So, you know, heavy on Cole, didn't get the thing that would run you to the absolute tippy top, like as you look and see. Honestly, that didn't even really matter. See, I did it again. We talked about this yesterday. I did it again today. Accidentally backed up Let's pull up Adam's stuff again. I accidentally backed up and hit reverse on this screen, and now I gotta go grab all this stuff again and change my filters and change the columns that show up. But anyway, the grand scheme of things here is this. You didn't definitely need Seattle to get to the top. You were probably better off being relatively unstacked if you didn't have them, just because of how similar everything looked. But you could see a couple Seattle stacks did get closer to the top. If I just simply take a look at my lineups, I can show you guys the best stuff that I had. It actually salvaged pretty well because of Houston and because of Cleveland. So I got, 238 was the top 1%. I didn't get there, but got a couple more into that top 2%, 3% range, but nothing was ever really threatening. Highest score I had, 151.5. Now let's see. Did I run down Adam for anything? Adam's highest score yesterday, 144.2. At least I beat Adam with my best lineup. That's the best that I can hope for. Adam was very heavily exposed to the Kansas City Royals. That did not work out. 56% Cole, so he was pretty well neutral to the field there, but he had a lot of Singer. That didn't work out well. Had a little bit more Urquidy than I did, but not enough Lance Lynn. That didn't help. A little lighter on Joe Ryan as well. Just a tough early slate for both of us, honestly. And to get to the top in yesterday's relay throw, so that would have been 50K to first, only a two-man Astro stack, followed by a lineup that was completely unstacked, including Jesse Winker with the one-off against Garrett Cole. So that worked out pretty well for Chomp 2020. So good for him, I guess. I'm not mad about it. Like, I liked my exposures. I had a bunch of 5-man stacks of Houston, which was great. A bunch of 4-man stacks of Houston, which was great. That's where I got my Cleveland stacks primarily. But the overexposure to Boston is probably the one that hurt me the most. I just did not need that Urquidy game. Really, really, really enjoying stacking now. It feels so much better than it did before. So I'm really happy with what I've got going here. Just need to catch it on the right day. Like the top 5% type lineups have been fantastic. I really don't have anything to change here. We'll evaluate all of that on Monday. But for right now, I just need the Garrett Cole to not get totally bombed out of the gate, or for Jose Urquidy to not be the highest scoring player on the slate against my second most owned stack. Those things would help me out tremendously. Now for today, this one's pretty easy. There's not a lot to talk about here. We've got the baseball slate for tonight. It's a standard issue fair. I did leave the aluminum bat and the wood bat here at the bottom. I think this base hit is supposed to be the other bat contest, and I accidentally mislabeled it. Am I right? Wood bat's 444. 555 for 15K is the toy bat. I labeled that incorrectly. Anyway, I think the toy bat is actually a really good contest. They've been running this contest all week. If you haven't been in it yet, then you're probably not going to be winning that main. We want that Excel sheet. You're probably not going to be winning that bigger prize or the bonus in the end. But at the same time, that's not the worst single entry contest in the world. If we're looking at this slate, we kind of know the drill. At this point, I would recommend the knuckleball and the relay throw. I think the four-seamer is the best MLB contest that you can get in. And you'll see that across most of these sports. The four-seamer in baseball as a 20 max. Great payout structure, perfect amount going to that top 1%. The birdie in golf, same thing, that $3 or $4 20 max. I wish I could remember what it's called in MMA, but it's the haymaker, maybe $3 20 max. Those contests are going to be the best for any casual because you're just not getting inundated with pros. It allows you to play a couple extra lineups, and honestly, I think it's just going to be the best payout structures too. So make sure you're getting into those types of 20 maxes. I think they're the best contests that you can find. I'm likely going to be getting into the 50-cent mini max as per usual, and then I'm actually going to do one single entry into the base hit today, so that'll be $87. I should put one in the toy bat. I actually missed it yesterday. I didn't think about the fact that it was probably going to be on the main slate and not the early slate, because I had played it on Monday and Tuesday, but I missed it for yesterday, which is kind of a bummer. It doesn't matter all that much because on Tuesday, I might as well have finished last in the toy bat. So I didn't have really any chance to get near the top of it. So we're going to do the base hit. We're going to do the mini max, 150 lineups. No idea what we'll be stacking there, but I'm happy to be 150 maxing with stacks again. Happy to evaluate that in a couple days. But very quick process show for today. Again, keep your eyes peeled for like later tonight. Whenever the, and I guess I could check and see. I don't know when this stuff normally gets posted. If I look at golf. Oh, okay. So the round 2 stuff is up. I don't have it ready for evaluation yet. Okay. Maybe I don't. Oh, it's Showdown. My bad. I don't have this prepped yet because it wasn't up when I originally woke up. But these are the contests. Do you want to do this live? Should we do this live? We could do this live. Well, live as in we'll do this in this video. I mean, the flop shot's going to be where you should be getting into. That's the 50K up top. I assume. Let's just, let's copy this one over. We could do a little bit of this. So we're not going to post another video now. I didn't think these contests were going to be posted yet. So we could run this on the fly and just take a quick look at a couple of these contests. So let's delete a couple of these rows. And then we're going to get into the flop shot. $15 to get in. We've got 11,764 entries. It's a 150 max that pays out 150K in prizes. And need to make it a little smaller. Looks like I'm going to be building out this model for today. I want to get in this. Well, maybe not this contest in particular, but 83, 810. So 56% of the prize pool of the flop shot goes to the top 1%. That's 47 times your buy-in. Great contest to get into. I assume we want to look a little bit closer at some of the more feasible stuff. So let's see. Single entry, caddy, single entry. Drive the green is a 71 max, so that's probably not going to be what we're looking for. All right, so the best contest we could really hope for would have been the 3K mini max. It's kind of a small prize pool. So let's take a look at the $7,500 short game. This is going to be the 20 max. And that is $1 to get in, 89.17 in entries, 20 max, 7,500. Not a massive prize pool. They're really not running a ton of this showdown stuff as you get further down the line. 3,000. Okay, so that payout structure is still okay. I mean, 35 times your buy-in is not the worst thing in the world. 42% to the top 1%. It's going to be soft. Might want to take a shot there. Everything else just looks like it's going to be single entry. We're talking single entry, single entry, single entry, single entry. Maybe the idea is putting together a profile of single entry contests. The drive the green is going to be the other one that we could possibly look at, but we're talking about $350 something for this. So let me just paste that in quickly. Drive the green, DraftKings, $5, 2,378 entries, 71 max with 10K up top. And that pays out 4,800. Okay. That's not bad at all. 48% to the top 1%, 40 times your buy-in. It is going to cost you $355 to max. You are going to be running into a situation where you're getting 3% of the field if you do max it. But that's not a bad contest. So if you're interested in playing Showdown, I would take a look at the drive the green if you could. You're going to see a little bit better off from a single entry perspective. Clearly the flop shot is where you want to be, but that's going to be a very expensive. Oh, wow. They must have literally posted these things while I'm recording, because you can see no one has even entered some of these contests. There's only 7 entries. Now it's starting to pick up. People are starting to see it. But but there were only 7 entries already into the flop shot. So this hit really quick. I'm going to put into the short game for sure. I don't want to get to the mini max. 3K feels like not enough. But at the same time, there's a couple good contests here. Try to keep yourself in the bigger prize pools, but I like the drive of the green if you have enough money, if you're into the hundreds. Otherwise, hit up the short game, hit up the single entries, and I think you'll be happy. We will evaluate those results on Monday, I guess. Yeah, because we won't be able to do it on any other day. So that's what we're looking at. Also, don't forget, this is going to be another thing that we're able to look at soon. Saturday soccer slate. Actually, this is probably what we'll look at tomorrow. Saturday soccer slate is back. The EPL is here. We've got the season kickoff right here. A couple other contests that I think are going to be viable to get into. So we'll talk soccer tomorrow morning. That's for sure. Showdown with Liverpool on Saturday. Make sure you guys are watching 7:30 a.m. Anyway, that's it for me. Like, subscribe, notification bell. Thank you to PrizePicks. I'm out.